Hello everyone and welcome to episode 9 of the WCW save here on TEW9. It's time for SuperBrawl. It's going to be a shorter episode today. We're just doing the pay-per-view and that's pretty much it. We've got a few things to talk about though first. So in the last episode I mentioned about cancelling our deal for pay-per-views. And we're not doing that because I made a backup save and I cancelled this deal with Time Warner Cable On Demand, and I tried to sign with another company, and Time Warner refused to allow me to, even though the company I tried to sign with was Turner Premier. But I got this same message that they will not allow me to do it, even though it's Turner. I don't know, but I can't make a deal with anyone. So we are unfortunately stuck with this rotten deal with Time Warner Cable On Demand for the time being, at least. Hopefully we can figure something out. These ones are all fine because I arranged for half of these, so we've got good revenue coming back from that, but the revenue for these two are genuinely terrible, and that's what's hurting our pay-per-view revenue. Speaking of money, we went into the red to the surprise of no one. I have crawled it back out just a little bit because what I've done is, realistically, I don't need the power plant at this moment in time. So I've sold the power plant. We have no facilities anymore, so we've made 126,000 on that. The power plant was also costing, I want to say, 14,000 a month, which isn't a huge amount, but once we start to get some salaries off, that £14,500 or dollars will help. The miscellaneous last month was we did a charity donation to try and boost morale. We could do that again, but yeah. So this is the state of play. Our pay-per-view revenue is genuinely terrible, which is a concern. Our merchandise makes over 500,000, which isn't amazing. Our sponsorship is not great either. Like, we're scheduled to make about 800,000 in sponsorship, but the wage bill is over 4 million. So yeah, in terms of people whose contracts are running out, we do have to wait another 41 days, but then we do lose a lot of contracts, and I'm going to let most of these guys go. I'm deliberately not using a lot of these guys. One, because some of them suck, but also because we don't need them. Because like if we look at the contract overview page, like, again, we've went over this before, but that's all the guys whose contracts are coming up. So excluding Savage, we might be saving up nearly 100,000 a month. It just depends if we then sign Savage to a new deal, which is the question. He is in our main event tonight, by the way. And his contract's up in a month and a bit. So, not saying that gives away the outcome of the match, but it might. We'll see. Anyway, I'm going to get right into SuperBrawl here. I just need to... I've booked most of the card in pre-booking. I just need to add it in, add a couple promos, and sort out the 6-man tag. And then we are good to go. So, SuperBrawl, here we go, in the next 10 seconds. And it's time for SuperBrawl. It would be remiss of me to mention that we have had a massive change of plans for the show. Someone is not here tonight. They are in New Japan, working for New Japan. Which, excellent. I only realised when I was booking the show. So, our world title match has been changed. More will be elaborated on shortly, but let me just say that discussion we were having about contracts earlier, my decision has been made. I also need to end the talent trading agreement with New Japan after this episode. So, we kick off SuperBrawl anyway with a pretty decent match as Chris Kanyon defeats Kurt Hennig in 12 minutes with the Fireman's Carry Neckbreaker following interference from Ron and Don Harris. Canyon makes his 7th defence of the TV title. Both guys off their game, which is excellent. Fantastic, guys. But yeah, the Harris brothers. In my continued thing of using guys who are kind of bad, help Canyon out, because I never thought I could have kept Bam Bam around and used Bam Bam with the whole Jersey Triad thing. But the Harris brothers make sense as these two big doofus strong guys, and Canyon being a bit of a wimp. So yeah, not my favourite people to use, but it's a short term thing for a longer term goal, hopefully. Good match though, 59, gets the crowd off to a strong start. We then get another 59 for a promo. Hogan is with Piper, Flair and Package, with the notable absence of Randy Savage. Hogan is furious, saying he always knew Savage was the liability and it was stupid to get into business with him. So Hogan's just absolutely raging. The other three calm him down a bit, and Hogan agrees they need to focus on the controllables tonight. Come tomorrow, he wants Savage to appear, and if he doesn't, he's their next victim. I didn't want to do the fractious relationship part of this group as quickly as I've had to do it, but I've kind of been left no choice. Hogan struggled going off script. Thanks, Hog. 59 overall, which is fine. We then get a 48 with a finish of a creative failure, even though it was a near certainty. The commentary's rubbish because they're awkward pairing apparently, which I don't agree with. If anybody is opposed to me changing that in the editor, let me know, but I think I might just change that to having good chemistry, because they do. Anyway, Berlin retains the Cruiserweight Championship, pinning Billy Kidman following interference from the Wall. Yes, it's back-to-back matches to open the show with interference finishes, with the heels winning, but I'm enjoying this Berlin Cruiserweight title run. And he gets a 48 overall, which is 8th defence in the belt. And Kidman and Mysterio, they tried their best. And it looked like they were going to do it. But we can imagine, say, Kidman's hit the shooting star press on Ray, and the Wall interferes, sets up Kidman for Berlin to hit the German suplex. But good match, 48, I'll take that. And then we get the reveal that nobody's shocked by. Norman Smiley is with Mean Gene in the ring, and he wants an answer to this lights and chairs nonsense. He waits around a few seconds. The lights do go off, music hits, and when the lights come back on, Sabu is in the ring and has returned to WCW, because obviously he was there for a cup of coffee in 1995, and he launches a chair right at Smiley's head. Part 2 doing really well actually. 47 I'm happy with. The gimmick is poor, but it doesn't matter because Sabu does win the hardcore title in his debut match. He defeats Norman Smiley in 6:33 with the Arabian Skull Crusher, which I'm not quite sure what that move is. And yes, Sabu wins, Norman Smiley gets his wish and loses the hardcore title. But don't fret, Norman fans. We have a plan for Norman Smiley. I'm actually happy to get the title off of him, because now the fun can really begin with Norman Smiley. Hopefully. We'll see. Up next, we have our advertised 6-man tag match. And for once, Sid didn't put in a rubbish performance, that's good. As Roddy Piper, Ric Flair and Total Package defeat the thrown together team of Hacksaw Jim Duggan, Sid Vicious and Vampiro, when Hacksaw is submitted with the figure 4 leg lock. Hacksaw the weak man in the match as always. Now the reason for Sid and Vampiro, we can imagine Hacksaw's in the ring alone. And Vampiro's just a good guy. You know, he wants the title matches, so he's happy to get involved tonight, get some momentum on the go. And then it looks like it's going to be 3-on-2. The heels are delighted, and of course big Sid's music hits. Sid comes down to help out, but it's no use as the bad guys get the win over the team thrown together, which makes sense. I'm happy with a 60 for that. And a 62, as we have Dustin Rhodes losing to Jeff Jarrett in the strap match in 9 minutes. When Jeff Jarrett first touches all 4 corners, Dustin Rhodes had actually done it all, but the referee was knocked out and missed it. So Jeff sneaks in to get the win in a really strong match. Actually, 62 is very good. I'm happy with the performance of both guys here. Fun stuff, indeed. And then we move on to the tag title match, as the Revolution defeat Harlem Heat in 9 minutes when Perry Saturn submits Stevie Ray after a turn by Booker T. During the match, we also had Booker T distract Stevie Ray, and the Revolution make defense number 3 of the World Tag Titles. We're going to turn Booker T heel. The crowd don't like it, but that's fine. They can get over it. It's for a means to an end. So I'd mentioned about having the Revolution have a mouthpiece. It was discussed in one of the comments. This is my solution. Booker T can do the mouthpiece work for the Revolution. He's this young, hungry guy, and we're going to get an explanation from him now in a 46 rated segment. Stevie Ray can't believe that Booker just cost them the titles and also their future as a tag team. Booker T grabs a mic as the Revolution make their way out of the ring. So obviously Booker just distracted Stevie to have this happen. I probably could have done the turn here actually, but whatever. And the Revolution are making their way out, and he says he didn't want it to come to this, but after thinking about it, Stevie promising to break up the team if they lost was actually really beneficial to Booker T. And Booker then says Stevie was right. Booker is destined for big things here in WCW, and you could say he's part of the Revolution around here. As Perry and Dean run back in to take out Stevie Ray, and the new Revolution leave together. So Benoit, we've just kind of pretended is phased out of it now, and we've now got this little heel unit of Booker T, Dean Malenko, and Perry Saturn. Let me know what you think of that. I like it. Booker could obviously, we've got a lot of heels, so turning Booker heel obviously doesn't help, but I like the idea of it, and we can try and do some fun stuff over the next month with Stevie Ray, and then just sort of fizzle Stevie Ray out after that. But 46 is pretty solid. We then have Sting coming out to the ring. Now this is our make good for the fans. Sting comes out to the ring and says after all the bullshit, all the threats, Randy Savage isn't even here tonight and couldn't even be bothered to let anyone know in advance. He says, well, not a surprise, it does leave him in a bit of a situation as he's ready for a fight tonight. Before he can fully finish, the NWO music hits and out walk Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. They have nothing better to do tonight other than watch their boys win matches, so why not face one of them? Sting responds, screw it. He's fed up, he's angry. If they both want a shot, they can just have it together, and we'll just do a triple threat match right now. And he gets a 64. To the surprise of no one, Sting does retain the title here. He defeats Kevin Nash with the Scorpion Death Drop. Sting makes defense number 2 of the title belts. And yeah, I was looking forward to Sting versus Savage. I put quite a bit of work into that one, and Savage being in Japan has really thrown that for a loop. So this is our make good. There you go, folks. I mean, I think it's an alright match. 64 is pretty good. We then get a nice 69 with the finish being a creative finish being a success as Chris Benoit defeats Scott Steiner in 10 minutes with the crippler crossface to make defense number 6 of the United States title. So not a great night for the NWO, it has to be said. I mean, Jarrett did win, but Nash and Hall, and impromptu obviously, lost the match with Sting, and Steiner loses to Benoit. Because Benoit's momentum, we want to keep Benoit as happy as possible. Also, he's one of the best wrestlers in the company. So, good match though. And then for our main event, I could have done the Sting thing as main event, but I figured, well, we need star power here as much as possible. So in our main event, which gets a 75, which is really good, Hulk Hogan returns to the ring and defeats Diamond Dallas Page using underhanded tactics of a vague description. Really strong main event. 75 is good, especially with Hogan being penalised. The creative finish was a success. I didn't want this to be the main event, but I felt like we had no choice. These guys proved me right on that. And our show gets a 67 overall, so it's a really strong SuperBrawl. If you ask me, as you can see my amazing angle names of Sabu, Hogan and Co. and things like that. But yeah, I'm happy with the show. I'm very annoyed about Randy Savage. And I need to turn off the talent trading with New Japan, because that's not great if he's not going to be here for pay-per-views. But I think we did the best of a bad situation. We still had the title match with Sting. Everything was actually pretty good here. Like, the lowest segment was a 46, and that was with the Revolution. So yeah, good stuff. We obviously have some new champion, well, a new champion, and the Hardcore Championship has changed hands. But good stuff. We'll run through the champions in a moment. We're not addressing the locker room. We didn't make a lot of money, which isn't great. Pay-per-view revenue, of course, stinks. I mean, we made more on TV broadcasting, we did that. Popularity, we didn't lose any, so that's always a good sign. And are we hell doing the media scrum? No chance are we doing the media scrum for this, because it's not going to end well. I'm only going to piss people off. I've probably pissed people off during the show. I'm half expecting that stupid little bell to be yellow, or the little light bulb to be yellow once this game loads through. I could skip this part, but it's about to be done. It's not yellow. Good. Now, let's have a look at what Randy Savage was doing instead. Losing to Chono in a 4-way with Kensuke Sasaki and Warrior Hawk. Thanks, Randy. Love you. I mean, the viewing figures are what they are at this point, and they're all pretty rotten. But I mean, the feedback's been great. It's drawn a lot of praise. We're still in the black for a day or two at least. And as you can look at our title situation, obviously, Berlin has retained the Cruiserweight Championship. Sabu is our new Hardcore Champion after a very nice run from Norman Smiley. Chris Benoit retained the US title and is still our US Champion. Our World Heavyweight Champion is still Sting. Our Tag Team Champions are still the Revolution, and our Television Champion is still Chris Kanyon. And yeah. So, before we go any further, relationships. I set up one with ECW, by the way, which was a good thing. We're negotiating this, and we're ending the talent. Okay, fine, whatever. Well, I'm gonna not assign workers for you. Yeah, screw you, New Japan. You ruined my main event. So that's what you get. Oh well, we're filling it with New Japan. But, good show. I felt like that was a really strong show, to be honest. If we look at Sold Out, 66, we got one better. And Sold Out was very thrown together, if you ask me. Like, we obviously did the rematch of Revolution Harlem Heat. That now ends that. We'll actually split them up now while we're here. They're an inactive unit. And stable-wise, I haven't touched any of this, by the way, just so we're all aware. We are going to add... I always forget how to do this. Booker T as a member. I suppose we'll add Midnight, because she's there. She can be a support. Since Midnight and Booker T work well together, we might as well move them in. But there's our new Revolution, Booker T, Dean Malenko and Perry Saturn. Hopefully that'll make the promos a bit better, because Booker T can definitely talk. And yeah, good show. I'm really happy with this pay-per-view we've just done. We've got Uncensored in a month. I have no clue what the hell the main event is going to be. But it might be the end of Randy Savage, because his contract expires 13 days afterwards. But let me know what to do. What would you do with Savage in this situation? We could just drop him out and get his pop off of him. This was my search for some tall guys to help Kanyon. Like, I don't know what to do with Savage. I mean, he's quite banged up. I wonder if we let Savage go, and would save a lot of money. That would mean we're saving upwards of nearly 300,000 a month, which might be the way to go. I'll think about it. Let me know what you would do. What should we do with Hogan and co? Obviously, Hogan is going to call out Savage on Nitro, and we I'll make some notes of that because I'm not going to record for a few days at least. My throat is pretty tired after today. But thanks so much for watching, everybody, though. Hopefully you enjoyed the show. Let me know what you thought in the comments. And thanks so much for watching and all the amazing support so far. Love it. It's genuinely fantastic. I was just doing this for a bit of fun, and you guys are smashing it out of the park. So thanks so much for watching. I'll see you guys in a few days' time for Nitro. And I'll hopefully have calmed down a bit how annoyed I am about Randy Savage by then. So thanks so much for watching, and goodbye.